الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. We learned in the last seerah session that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed for the Muslims who were only a few thousand in number to overcome an army of over 10,000 people. Despite the fact that they were outnumbered so greatly, this is the hukm and the power and the qudra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He supports whomever He wishes. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on that occasion, us mauke pe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the wind His army. The weather became the army of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on that occasion. So after the Muslims, they defeated the kuffar and they fled from that place, then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam went and he dealt with the Banu Qurayza. ये जो आखिरी कबीला था यहूद का मदीनतुल मुनव्वरा में, the last tribe of the Jewish people in Madinatul Munawwara, these people, they were besieged in their fortress. They were kept in their fortress and eventually they surrendered. Rasulullah sallallahu ने फरमाया कि I will give judgment, मैं हुक्म दूंगा. लेकिन इन लोगों ने नहीं माना. They didn't listen to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They wanted their own judge. And so Sayyidina Sa'd bin Mu'az radiyallahu ta'ala anhu wo aaye aur hukam diya, and as a consequence of this, these people, those who had raised arms, wo log jinhone Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam se mukhalafat ki, those who fought against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those who broke the treaty, many of those individuals, they were given the death penalty. Unme jo hai, unka jo leader tha, Huyay bin Akhtab, he was given the death penalty as well. Lekin ek jo tha, whose name was Abu Rafi, his actual name was Salam ibn Abil Hukayk, wo bach gaya. And he left from there. And he went to a place called Khaybar. This was the stronghold of the Jews at that time. And he took refuge in a fortress. And he was over there. अब आपको मालूम है कि जो अंसारी सहाबी है, जो सहाबी मदीनतुल मुनव्वरा में से है, उनके जो है दो कबीला थे, औस और खजरज. Before this, there was a man called Ka'b bin Ashraf. ये भी यहूद था, रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का दुश्मन था, and he used to insult Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. और जो कुफार मक्का थे उनको तैयार किए थे, और because of him the people came to Uhud. The kuffar came and fought against the Muslims in Uhud. तो औस में से एक सहाबी जिसका नाम था सैयदना मुहम्मद बिन मसलमा, वो गए और उसको कत्ल कर दिया. This was in the 3rd year after Hijrah. तो अब औस कहते थे कि we are those people who killed the gustakh of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They had won over on the Khazraj. और खजरज वो सोचा करते थे कि कभी हमको भी मौका मिलेगा, maybe we will get a chance and we will go. So now this guy, he has fled, Abu Rafi, and he's a poet, एक शायर है, और Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam के खिलाफ बहुत यानी गुस्ताखियाँ वगैरह करता है. He's writing poetry against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was one of those people who got the kuffar together and he brought them to the battle of Ahzab, 10,000 army. The Khazraj, they get together and says, mauka mil gaya, we've got a chance now. They say, we need to get up on the Aus. Before, isse pehle, they used to fight against each other in bad things. Now they compete with each other to do good actions. So, unme se, they get together, they say, look, we got a chance. They go to Rasulullah sallallahu and they take ijazat. They say, Ya Rasulullah, humko ijazat de. Give us permission. Rasulullah sallallahu says, ek shart hai, there's one condition. No women, no children. You have to be very careful. No innocent people can be killed in the process. They say, Ya Rasulullah, we promise. Sayyidina Abdullah bin Atiq, or unke chand saathi, they travel north from Madinah to Munawwara to Khaybar. They have a very nice plan. It's very lengthy, we can't go into details. But one way or another, they get into his fortress. There's a ladder which goes up. They go up the ladder, they enter into the room. And Salam ibn Abil Hukayk, he's lying down on his bed. Abdullah ibn Atiq, he takes his sword and he drives it straight through the stomach of this Gustakh Rasul. This person who insulted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he kills him. अब जब वो वापस आ रहा है, this ladder, he falls down the steps. वो गिर जाता है, and he breaks his leg. So he takes off his amama sharif and he ties his leg, or doing one thing or another, he gets to his companions, उनके जो साथी है, वहाँ पहुँच जाता है, और वहाँ से he returns back to Madinatul Munawwara. Ab Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, look, he could have gone to a doctor. Yeah? He could have gone to a doctor, he could have gone to anyone, chiropractor, someone to fix his leg. No, he goes to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he's mentioned Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says to him, spread out your leg. And he takes his hand and he passes it over his leg, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him shifa. He's given shifa because he was acting under the instruction of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was defending the honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is how the companions, they killed this hustaq, this insulter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whose name was Abu Rafi. Now we are in the 6th year of the Hijrah, we're coming towards the end. Ab just trying to think, imagine you lived your entire life in Makkah al-Mukarramah. Ab jab bhi chahe aap tawaf kar sakte hai. Whenever you want, you can go and see the Kaaba. Whenever you want, you can go and do sa'i of Safa and Marwa. Whenever you want, you can drink Zamzam water. Ab kufar ne aapko aapke shahr se nikal diya hai, and for 6 years, no tawaf, no sa'i, no Zamzam. You are praying towards the Kaaba. Every day, 5 times a day, आप नमाज पढ़ रहे काबा की तरफ, and all you're thinking, all of those idols are inside of the Kaaba. Think about how much your heart is hurting. So the companions, Sahaba, जब वो रात को सोते, then they would see themselves doing tawaf of the Kaaba. उनको ऐसा ख्वाब आता. This is how much they were missing. But now what happens? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, और जो अंबिया अलैहिम सलाम का जो ख्वाब होता है, वो वही होती है. It is revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of the dreams of the prophets are true. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sees a dream. ख्वाब में क्या देखते हैं? He sees that the Sahaba are doing tawaf of the Kaaba. They are shaving their head. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he informs the companions कि हमको umrah के लिए जाना है. It's a very difficult situation. The Sahaba, they're not scared. 1400 companions वो तैयार हो जाते हैं. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to them, no weapons. You're not taking no bows and arrows, no shields, no swords. The only thing you can take is, traveler's knife. This is a small knife, so you can sacrifice your animal, you can defend yourself against wild animals. This is it. Sayyidina Umar and Sayyidina Sa'ad, they say, Ya Rasulullah, agar jo hamare dushman hai, wo agar aa gaye, kya karenge? Rasulullah says, no, hum ihram ki halat mein honge. Hamare liye jo makki hai, flying, we're not allowed to even kill a fly. So fighting is a different story altogether. They listened to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and like this, they set out from Madinatul Munawwara. 1400 companions. As they're progressing, they increase to 1500. In some narrations, it gets up to 1600 companions. And on the way, they do not trouble no one. Kisi ko bhi nahi takleef dete, not even one person. When they come across one tribe, they want to buy something from them, and they're a bit hesitant. Because log itne zyada log hote, they just take whatever they want to take. But Rasulullah is ready to pay for it. And the tribe is so impressed. They don't wrong anyone. किसी पर भी जुल्म नहीं करते हैं. So they start giving gifts to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. अब मक्कातुल मुकर्रमा में कुफार को मालूम हो जाता है कि मुसलमान आ रहे हैं. 1400 companions, they're coming towards मक्कातुल मुकर्रमा. वो घबरा जाते हैं. They say, what are we going to do? So they send 200 people with Sayyidina Khalid bin Walid, cavalry on horses, to try and stop Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. जब Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Usfan पहुंचते हैं, he sees Sayyidina Khalid bin Walid in a distance. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stops here. यहाँ ठहर जाते हैं. And they stay for some time. He leads them in namaz. Khalid bin Walid वो देखते हैं, कहते हैं कि this is a perfect opportunity. ये लोग तो 5 वक्त की नमाज पढ़ते हैं. When they're not ready, I will come, I will finish all of them. All 1000 of them, no problem. तो जब नमाज का दूसरा वक्त आता है, असर time, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prays Salatul Khawf. Salatul Khawf. He splits the army into 2. One of them pray, and the other defend. Then the other come, and like this, they swap over. This is called Salatul Khawf. Yani jihad ki halat mein bhi, you're not allowed to miss namaz. जब रात का वक्त आता है, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam वहाँ से निकल जाते हैं. He takes a different route. Khalid bin Walid, he hasn't accepted Islam. He's on the side of the kuffar. उसको मालूम भी नहीं होता है. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he takes a completely different route. And he goes towards Dhatul Hanzal, which is a mountain. And they stay there for the night. वहाँ रुकते हैं. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it was very difficult on the companions. Getting there. It was बहुत दुश्वारी के साथ वहाँ पहुँचे. सुबह में रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम उनको बशारत देते हैं कि अल्लाह सुब्हानहु व तआला ने फरमाया कि जिसने भी इस पहाड़ पर रात गुजारी वो सब के सब बख्श गए हैं. All of them have been forgiven. Except for one person who's riding on the red camel. वो रात में रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के हुक्म के खिलाफ वो उनकी जो ऊँटनी थी उसके तलाश में वो निकल गया. लोग उसके पास गए, कहा कि look, you did something wrong. अब आप रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के पास जाएं. Go to रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम and say sorry. I went to look for my camel. He says, no, my camel was too important. I wanted to look for my camel. वो नहीं गए. And because of this, on his way, he fell into a hole and he was destroyed by animals. They tore him apart. This is the importance of following Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now they continue on. यहाँ तक के they reach a place called Hudaybiyah. और Rasulullah sallam की जो ऊँटनी है कसवा, it doesn't move forward. It's not moving. Everyone's trying. सब कोशिश कर रहे हैं. लोग कहते हैं कि शायद वो थकी हुई है, is tired. Rasulullah sallam says no. Wo Malik, that creator who stopped the elephants from destroying the Kaaba, that creator, he is stopping this camel right now. He is the one he wants us to stay in this place. Humko yahi rukna hai. This is where we need to stay. And the kuffar, they are going to make an agreement with us. And as long as it is according to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am going to agree with their agreement. And in this way, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stops in Hudaybiyah. The problem is no water. Extremely hot. Extremely hot. यहाँ तक कि at one point, Sahaba kiram कुछ पानी पेश करते हैं, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam वुज़ू करने शुरू करता है. Rasulullah sallallahu begins to do wuzu, and the companions are all looking at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What happened? क्या हुआ? कहा या Rasulullah, ये आखिरी पानी है. This is the last water. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, why are you worrying for? He says, gather any other water you have, bring it to me. They come to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah places it into a bowl. He places his fingers into the water. And what do the companions? With their own eyes. This is mentioned in Bukhari Sharif. Is one of those hadith which is mass narrated hadith. They see water coming out of the fingers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ungliya hai faiz par, toote hai pyase jhoom kar, nadiya Punjab-e rahmat ki hai jari wah wah. Ungliya pai wo pyari pyari, जिनसे दरियाए करम है जारी, जोश पर जब आती है गम खारी, तिश्ने सैराब हुआ करते हैं. Yani in one narration it says the water came out from the middle of the fingers of Rasulullah sallam, and in one narration it says it came out from the paws of Rasulullah sallam. Both narrations are correct, because after there was an army of over 1,000 people, Rasulullah sallam gave them one of his bows, his arrows. He said, go and place it into the well of Hudaybiyah. They took the water in which the Prophet ﷺ had placed his saliva, they placed the arrow, they placed the water. All of a sudden the water started coming out of the well. 1,500 companions, they take the water. Not only do they drink, their animals drink, they do wuzu, everything because of the miracle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then on top of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent rain, बारिश नाजिल हुई, ताकि वो जो गर्मी थी वो खत्म हो गई. अब कुछ लोग जो मुनाफिक थे कहा कि the rain was going to come, wo sitara, this star was in this constellation, so this is what it is. There will always be doubters. People will always make excuses. So Rasulullah stood up and he addressed the people and he says, those who believe in stars and so on and so on. He refuted this entire idea. He explained to the companions this was from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The companions, they're in Hudaybiyah. Rasulullah ka ek halif hai. A person who is friends with the Muslims. He hasn't accepted Islam. He's from Banu Khuza'a, the tribe of Sayyidah Juwairiya radiallahu ta'ala anha, the wife of Rasulullah. If you remember Banu Mustalik, this is from Banu Mustalik. Okay? He comes and he says, Ya Rasulullah, aapko मालूम hai कि वो जो कबाइल है which surround Makkatul Mukarramah, जो कुफार मक्का है, the Quraysh, they have prepared them, उनको तैयार किया है, वो आपको उम्रा के लिए नहीं जाने देंगे. They're not going to let you come. They're going to fight against you. Rasulullah said, Budayl, go back. His name was Budayl ibn Waraka. He said, go back to them. और उनको कहो, say to them कि हम लड़ने के लिए नहीं आए हैं. We have not come to fight. और अगर आपको लड़ना ही है तो बदर और उहद और अहज़ाब को ना भूलना. Don't forget about how many of your people got destroyed in those battles. If you're going to let us come, हम आएंगे, हम उम्रा करेंगे, वापस चले जाएंगे. लेकिन अगर if you want to fight, then I will fight with you until my head is separated from my body. We are ready to fight. We don't want to fight, but if you want to fight with us, we will fight with you. Budayl, he goes back, he explains to them the situation. लेकिन ये लोग इतने सख्त दिल है, they have such hard heart. They say, we will not let him come. We will not let them come. We don't want nothing to do with them. तो उर्वा बिन मसूद अल-थक़फ़ी रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हु, अभी उन्होंने इस्लाम कबूल नहीं किया है, वो खड़े होते हैं. And he says to them, am I not your father? Because he's very elderly. Are you not my children? Did I not assist you in so many occasions? Do I not want the best for you? They say, of course, you are a well-wisher. He says, let me go and deal with this. Let me go and speak to Muhammad. I will see what the situation is. So Urwa bin Mas'ud al-Thaqafi, he goes. He's the leader of a tribe from Ta'if. And he goes to speak to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he says, oh Muhammad, you know, if you go and fight with these people, अगर कुफार मक्का से आपने जंग किया, तो मुझको बताओ कि आपने कभी ऐसा सुना है कि कोई शख्स ने उनके जो own people है, his own people, he's destroyed them. Have you ever heard of a person like this? And he goes, अगर वो लोग कामयाब हुए, वो लोग गालिब हुए, they became dominant over you. He says, I am looking at all of your companions. They are all cowards. He insulted all of the companions. He says, these are they all going to run away when it comes to it. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr, he couldn't withstand it. He's insulting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's insulting the companions. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr, he said certain words to him. He said, go suck on Allah. You know, you think you're so clever? He swore at him basically. Not swearing, but he used very, very harsh words against him. Very harsh words. So Urwa, he was shocked. No one speaks to Urwa like this. He says, who is this? They said, it's Abu Bakr ibn Abi Quhafa. He says, oh Abu Bakr, if you had not done a favor to me, I would have responded to you. What had happened, Urwa, at one point, he had killed some people. And he needed the blood money. And no one was, even his best friends weren't willing to give him anything. They would give 1 camel, 2 camels. On that time, Sayyidina Abu Bakr gave him 10 camels. So he says, I owe you, I'm not going to say anything to you. Right? So at that point, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was speaking to Urwa, and they were having a discussion. They were having a discussion back and forth. And Urwa, he kept raising his hand to the beard of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And I want you to see something here, my dear brothers. Look at the respect the companions have. Urwa is raising his hands to the beard of Rasulullah. Kabhi-kabhi aisa hota hai na, out of affection, people, they hold the beard of another person. But he was doing it out of arrogance. He was trying to say that the Prophet ﷺ is nothing and I am everything. At this time, he hadn't accepted Islam. As he would raise his hand, one of the companions would strike it down with his scabbard, with his sheath. Every time, he'd knock it back. And he would say, who is this guy? What's he doing? What type of person is he? Why does he keep doing this? And Rasulullah said, do you know who this is? This is your nephew, the son of your brother. And what did he say? He said to him, if you raise your hand one more time to Rasulullah, I will cut it off and your arm's not going to grow back. So at that point, he's thinking, this is my nephew. And ye koi aam aadmi nahi tha. In the Arabs, there were 4 people who were the most intelligent of the Arabs, and he was one of them, Mughira bin Shu'bah. Urwa was like, if these types of people, they are ready to cut off the arm of their own uncle, defending Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then what chance do we have? So wapas chale gaye. And he went to the kuffar, and he went to the Quraysh, and he said a khutbah. And this khutbah is very, very famous. Aapne shayad suna hoga, at the time of Milad, they often mention what he said. Usne kya kaha? He said to the kuffar, he said, I have been to Qaisar, I have been to Kisra, I have been to Najashi. I have seen people serve their masters. I have seen people respect kings. But I have never seen any people respect their leader like the companions of Muhammad respect Muhammad. I have never seen people respect someone this much, that when he spits, they catch it on his hand. They don't let it get to the ground. That when he is performing wudu, the drops of water, they do not reach the ground, they land on the hands of the companion, or agar kisi ko nahi mila, they're ready to draw their sword just to get a drop of water. Abhi Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ne abhi hukam bhi nahi farmaya, and Sahaba are running to fulfill it. और जब रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम खिताब फरमाते हैं, when he speaks, it's pin drop silence. यानी what is he trying to say? कि अगर वो पानी जमीन पर नहीं गिरने देते, if they don't let the spit of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam touch the ground, will they let the blood of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam touch the ground? And these people, they will die 100 lives before they let the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam get hurt. So he gives them that advice. Lekin kuffar, they're still not ready to listen. So he goes, agar aap nahi sunenge, then I am taking my people and I am going. I am not going to support you. I have nothing to say to you then. Or wo chale gaye. He went from that place. Next, they sent another person. They sent Hulays ibn Alqama. कि आप जाए, आप देखिए क्या situation है. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, look at his strategy. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ने फरमाया, ये जो बंदा है, जो कुर्बानी के जानवर है, the animals of sacrifice, he respects them, he reveres them. So he placed all of the animals in front. Abhi wo aaye, he saw all of the animals of sacrifice. Or Sahaba Kiram, they doing labbaik, labbaik, Allahumma labbaik. He didn't even say one word. He went straight back to the kuffar and he goes, listen, I can't stop them. You know, we respect the animals of sacrifice. These people have come from Umrah. हम जो लोग यमन से आते हैं उनको हम उम्रा के लिए आने देते हैं, और ये लोग जो बनु हाशिम से हैं, जो मक्का के रहने वाले हैं, उनको हमने रोका है. We stopped those people. He went as well. He left from this place as well. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sends one of his companions. He says, go to them, tell them कि हम लड़ने के लिए नहीं आए हैं. Hirash ibn Umayyah. Lekin as soon as he got there, Ikrama ibn Abi Jahl, the son of Abu Jahl, he had not yet accepted Islam. As soon as he got there, he cut the leg of his camel and he was about to kill it. Logon ne usko roka, he went back. Now Rasulullah said, we need to choose a good person. He chose Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala. But Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he hated the disbelievers. He had so much animosity, so much enmity towards the disbelievers. Jab wo Islam mein dakhil hue, so he was one of those people who was 110%. Yeah, he was just completely with the Muslims. He couldn't even look at the kuffar in the eyes. He goes, Ya Rasulullah, don't send me, please. You know, the Banu Adi, they're not going to come to my support. I have burnt a lot of bridges. I have hurt a lot of people. वो लोग मेरी नहीं सुनेंगे. आप उस्मान को भेजे. They respect Usman. They love Usman. So Rasulullah said, Uthman ko bheja. Sayyidina Uthman, even then they weren't willing to listen, but there was one person who was very close to Sayyidina Uthman. He says, I will help you. And he took him from one person to the next, from one person to the next, and they begin to discuss and they have a dialogue, or wo bahas karte hai, and he says, look, we've come for Umrah, humko Umrah ke liye aane do, etc., etc. And in this process, the conversation, it becomes quite long-winded. Okay? And this going on, and in this time, a person called Mirkaz ibn Hafs comes with 50 riders, and they try to attack the Muslims. The Muslims, they capture them, and they arrest them. And during this entire process, kuch sahabi the, jo, they were very, thoda sa jazbati the, they said, Ya Rasulullah, humko jane do, let us go. So 10 sahaba, they went in order to try and do tawaf of the Kaaba, and they got caught over there. So yaha ye log pakad gaye hai, and on that side, they've been caught. So they send their representative, Suhail bin Amr, says, look, situation's getting out of hand. Let's swap the, Rasulullah says, we'll swap. We will give you your people, you give us our people. And in this time, what happens? In the camp of the Muslims, a rumor spreads. And what is that rumor? The people, they say, कि आपको मालूम है, do you know कि जो Sayyidina Uthman है और वो जो 10 सहाबी है, वो सब के सब शहीद हो गए हैं. They've all been killed. The kuffar, they have betrayed us. They have killed each and every single one of them. So now what happens? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he knows. Allah reveals this. Rasulullah sallallahu, he starts to call the companions. He says, make a promise to me. Bay'at. They place their hands in the hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Make a promise to me. They say, Ya Rasulullah, what should we promise? He says, what do you think I would like to hear? So Abu Sinan, he says, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I will stand with my sword in front of you, and I will fight until Allah gives us victory. And if Allah does not give victory, then I will fight until I am made shaheed. And one by one, every single one of those companions, they pledge allegiance to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is so instrumental, is so important that in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions it. Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُبَايِعُونَكَ إِنَّمَا يُبَايِعُونَ اللَّهِ يَدُ اللَّهِ فَوْقَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. Indeed, those who pledge allegiance to you, O Prophet, pledge allegiance to Allah. Allah's hand is over their hands. Obviously, Allah doesn't have a hand. This is metaphorical, you can say. Okay. You know, in the companions, in terms of fazilat, on the top is who? Sayyidina Abu Bakr, then Sayyidina Umar, then Sayyidina Uthman, then Sayyidina Ali, then the remaining 6 who are promised Jannah. So now you have 10, Ashra Mubashira. Then from them, the remaining 303 who participated in Badr. The ones who were in Badr. Then the remaining from them, minus the 313 companions of Badr, the remaining who participated in the Battle of Uhud from the 700. So Badr, Uhud, and then those people who pledged allegiance on the hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam after these, Badr and Uhud, and the 10 promised Jannah, that's the people who have the highest rank from all of the companions. Unke paas kuch nahi tha. They had no swords, no shields, nothing. But they were willing to fight in order to support Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even though they had nothing, they were willing to fight to support Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah ko malum tha, he took his hand, he said, this is the hand of Usman. And he took his hand and he says, this is the bay'at of Usman radiallahu ta'ala. Okay. There's a lot more to discuss, but I'm going to pause here inshaAllah ta'ala. So where are we? The Muslims are roughly about 1,500 companions in Hudaybiyah. They are getting ready to fight. As far as they know, Usman has been martyred. And the kuffar on the other side, they are ready and preparing in order to fight against the Muslims. What will happen, inshaAllah, we will discuss tomorrow. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqi wa nuri arshi sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Sattar, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Rabbana, Ya Rabbana, Ya Rabbana. Ya Allah, give us the ability to be true devotees of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Give us the ability to follow on the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Allah, give us the ability to support the religion of Islam. Forgive us for all our major and minor sins. Give us the knowledge of the religion and the ability to act upon it. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi wa nur arshi sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.